Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Wisner, and I am so excited that you are here with us at this EEOC informational session for the city of Corpus Christi. I want to thank you for joining us at this session. I am the Interim Assistant Director of Human Resources, and today we're going to be presenting to you an Equal Employment Opportunity Commission informational session, which is presented by Sylvia Wilson, who is our Human Resource Administrator at the City of Corpus Christi. I'm going to start off with just a little bit of housekeeping. Before we get started, I need you to know that you are going to have an opportunity to ask any questions that you like. During the presentation, while you're participating online, you're going to be able to type in your questions in the group chat. If you would like your question to be anonymous, feel free to make a change to where your chat gets sent. You can send it directly to me. My name is Lisa Wisner, and nobody else will see the question you have asked. In addition, we do have, it looks like one person and possibly others who may be coming in who are participating via telephone. If you're participating via telephone, we please ask that you write your questions down, and at the end of the session, we're going to unmute all the lines, and that'll give you an opportunity to speak so that we can hear your question and be able to answer it. So at this time, if anybody would like to chime in on the chat and just ask questions as we're going along, feel free to do that, and I will help facilitate those questions at the end. And now, without any further ado, we will turn this time over to our very own Sylvia Wilson, who will lead us into the remainder of this session. Welcome, Sylvia.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hi, everyone out there. So I am Sylvia Wilson, and as Lisa said, I'm the Human Resources Administrator. And it's wonderful to be talking to you about any questions or inquiries that you may have regarding filing an EEOC complaint. One of the first things, so this is a community informational session to remind the public that the city's Human Relations Division no longer processes or investigates employment discrimination complaints on behalf of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, known as the EEOC. This session is to provide you with basic information on who to contact and what is needed from you if you wish to move forward in filing a formal employment discrimination charge against an employer, whether it be past or present, or a potential employer. So let me start off with who to contact. If you would like more information on filing a formal employment discrimination charge, in addition to what we're going to talk about today, you need to contact the Texas Workforce Commission, Civil Rights Division, or the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. For direct links to contact information for those entities, you can go to the city's website, right, Lisa?
Yes, ma'am.
And get those phone numbers and internet information.
And for clarity, the link you will go to is already on your screen, but if you cannot see the screen, the link is www.learningcc.org/EEOC.
Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the protected bases. So the laws enforced by the EEOC protect you against employment discrimination if you believe that you have been treated differently based on one or more of the protected classes. Whenever you contact either the Texas Workforce Commission or the federal government's EEOC site, be ready to provide specific information about the harm experienced, such as what was the harm, who did the harm, and when and where was it done. And please try to be as specific as possible pertaining to dates and locations. As to why you think you were treated differently, you will be asked to pick one or more of the following that is specific to your allegation. And these are what are known as the protected bases. Is it going to be because of race, color, national origin, age, in which the person has to be 40 years old or older, religion, disability, and that would include a denial of a reasonable accommodation because of a disability, sex, and sex also applies to pregnancy, gender identity or sexual orientation, genetic information, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that would be hereditary information or knowledge of a family medical information. And the last one would be harassment based on any of the protected bases. Covered employer. Usually, but not always, a covered employer is one that has 15 or more employees who worked for the employer for at least 20 calendar weeks. To get more information as to whether an employee is covered or how to address a certain employer, contact the Texas Workforce Commission Civil Rights Division or EEOC. Timeliness, and this is very important. You have 300 days from the last day of the alleged discriminatory act to file a formal EEOC charge. If you are close to reaching the deadline, it is very important that you state this at the beginning of your communications, whether it be by phone, emails, or an online complaint form. So basically, in summary, I've told you where to go to in case you want to file a complaint. I've informed you about the protected classes, and very important is the timeliness, that being 300 days from the last date of the alleged violation. So I hope this was helpful, and just remember that not all employers are covered by the laws enforced by the EEOC, and not all employees or applicants are protected. This can vary depending on the type of the employer, the number of employees it has, and the type of discrimination alleged to have occurred. So please remember the strict time limits for filing a charge. It is strongly recommended that you contact the two entities mentioned to help determine your rights and what actions you need to take. And that's about all for me, and I want to thank you for your time, and as Lisa said, we're open for questions.
Fantastic, Sylvia. I think you did an amazing job, and if we could have a round of applause, we would have given it to you. So thank you so much, Sylvia. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take some questions. So feel free to ask any questions you like in the chat, and we'll be able to answer them. All right, so it looks like we do have one question. So Sylvia, this question is about the timeliness of the EEOC charge. There is a consideration in terms of selecting an appointment date. Could you speak a little bit about how that is handled when somebody calls the EEOC?
Well, if you are close to reaching that 300-day limit, when you call the EEOC, you can call that 1-800 number, and you do have the option of talking to an individual. So just listen to all the prompts, and you'll be eligible to do that. When you are filing your complaint online, it's going to be asking you about the date, so you do need to put that date in, and then there'll be a section, a free comment type deal section field where you can specify more about your complaint. And it would be in this area that I recommend that you first state the time frame of the alleged discriminatory act that has occurred. This will prompt them to contact you even faster or put you into the portal that much more quicker.
All right, that was a great answer. So it almost sounds, I'm just kind of, for clarity, it just sounds like as soon as you feel you have experienced any sort of discrimination in employment, it is important for you to take action immediately.
Yes.
All right. So it looks like we have another question. If I need help filing my complaint, is there anyone who can help guide me? Maybe reach out to you for advice or suggestions.
It would be best, just for time constraints, that whomever you choose to go with, whether it be through the state or through the federal government EEOC line, that you contact them directly for any advice and or questions.
And for clarity, I guess the statement is that the city of Corpus Christi will no longer accept or investigate employment discrimination complaints.
Correct.
Okay, great. You're welcome. Do we have any other questions from the group chat? Seeing none, we're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. If you are on a phone at this time, please ask your question. It looks like we've covered all our questions, Sylvia.
Awesome.
So is there anything else that you would like to say before we wrap it up?
That if you want to see the flyer that you see on your screen pertaining to the EEOC, just be sure to go to if you see that bottom of that flyer, go to www.learningcc.org/EEOC for a copy of that flyer and the contact information for the Texas Workforce Commission on Civil Rights Division and the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
Fantastic. Sylvia, I am about to give you a high five.
High five.
You did a great job. And I want to thank everybody for participating today. And we appreciate you being here. And we thank you for joining us today. And if you're interested in learning more, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.